And today we're asking the eternally age-old question of, should I buy an old house? So you already know what I'm going to say because I own now I think 4 old houses, so clearly I'm a little biased. But there are a few things you need to know. So first off, the systems are very different in an old house than what they are in new construction. So there's some great things about that, like true lumber that's actually 2 inches by 4 inches or 8 inches by 2 inches. Like, you're gonna get true lumber, which doesn't even exist anymore. So that's really cool. And it's ancient, old growth timber, so that engineering, the value of the engineering of this wood is way higher than current wood that you could get at a lumber store. That's huge. All of the trim, all of the woodwork, all of that's actually real wood. It's not MDF, which is pretty much sawdust glued together in the shape of your choice. But you get the other flip side, which is, unfortunately, knob and tube wiring. So what's that? I might actually just leave some pictures for you guys so you can see this, but knob and tube is, it's literally like ceramic tubes and knobs and hot wires run through it, which back in the day was totally fine because we didn't insulate houses in the 20s. But when you go to insulate that house, it becomes a fire hazard if you've got knob and tube wiring in the walls. What else? The plumbing. You know, galvanized plumbing has a useful life on it, and most of it is old. The other big one, of course, is asbestos. We loved asbestos in the 50s, so we put it in siding, we put it in duct tape, we put it in tile flooring, we put it in everything. So there's going to be a decent amount of environmental hazards that you're going to be taking on just because those materials are in that house somewhere. And you just kind of have to be comfortable with that. Lead-based paint, another great example. You know, it's probably been painted 15 times since then, but there's lead-based paint in the house. All of those things are just kind of risks that you have to be willing to take on. And of course, all of the systems of the house are going to be sort of in their course of their useful life. So even if they replace some of the plumbing, but not all of the plumbing, you're going to have to replace some more of the plumbing. So it's just kind of like a constant cycle of, oh, gotta do this, oh, gotta do that. So you just have to understand that you're taking on a piece of work. It's going to be a piece of work, you know. Once you get one thing done, you're going to have to start on something else. And by the time you finish all of the existing systems, you're going to start over again. So, as opposed to buying new construction, which, you know, day one is brand new. So everything has a useful life, and those useful lives are at different stages, right? So the plumbing useful life is going to be different than the roof or the siding. And so, you know, you can replace those things at different times. Depending on how someone's maintained an old house, that might also still be true. But if it's a real fixer, then that won't probably not be true. It'll probably be all of the systems at the end of their useful life, and oh, I got to start this all over again. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I mean, I think that's the big thing is, of course, the charm. Everyone is so charmed, and so, you know, they're beautiful spaces. Real wood has a different feel than manufactured wood, and so you have to kind of love the old and the not quite straight and the, you know, a little bit of a pain in the butt as far as maintenance goes, to be able to appreciate one of those properties. But there's a lot of good in it and a lot that you're going to have to take on. Of course, I have a bunch of other content that you should check out on our YouTube channel at Paris Group Realty, LLC YouTube. I go into all kinds of different systems and stuff, so if you want to learn more about old houses, or this old house is a great place to learn that stuff too. As always, it's a pleasure. I will see you next week. Take care.